Are you working these days? If so, do you like your job?
All right. These days I'm doing my part-time job at the milk test in New Zealand, and it is more of a milk testing laboratory company where my job is to coordinate the milk files for samplings, and the lab technician will have done their job, they give back the milk files. Then I have to make sure that all the milk files should be grounded with using the grinder machines, and that's basically what I'm doing for my part-time jobs. And and I like my job there because there are several reasons. Firstly, I'm able to, well, I actually can practice my English all day long as I am in the factory. And the reason the reason why I like my job is that English is the one prerequisite, skills that I have to attain, when I find a job that I ever wanted. And second is that I am able to meet a bunch of international people from different countries, such as Brazil, Mexico, Russia, and of course, New Zealand. So I am able to learn, very different life perspectives. And lastly, it really helped me to find the future career path, because my future career path is to find a job where I am able to oversee all the manufacturing lines, to produce some sort of consumer electronic product. So it really helped me to realize how important to oversee the manufacturing lines or some other product. So that job is one of those very essential companies that I'm able to learn something really new in order for me to find a job that I wanted. So these are the reasons why I like my job.
What do you like to do in your free time?
Okay, there are a lot of things that I like doing in my free time. First of all, I like reading a book. Last week, I finished reading a book, and the author was actually my professor in the university when I was in Korea. And the whole point of the book is about how to find the life that you ever wanted. And the best quote that impressed me a lot is the best way to predict the future is to create it. And I think that is a really cool idea. And second of all, whenever I have a free time, I am quite keen on taking a walk. And the other day, I had a social club for taking a walk, and also this weekend, I am planning on taking a walk with a bunch of people that I met from the social clubs. So we plan on taking a walk alongside the river, and I think that it takes normally 2 to 3 hours, for taking a walk. But I'm sure that it's going to be a really great experience because it helped me to reduce the stress from my university life, and also it helped me to build up my, human networking relationship with people from, different countries. And last of all, I normally hang out with friends from different countries. Um, Last weekend, I met two guys from Brazil and the Russians, and they all graduate from my schools, and we all have a lot of things common, such as how to find a job, or how to have a phone English interviews, or how to have face-to-face interviews, and we all just keep talking about how hard to have a formal interviews or formal business meetings. So those are really great experience to help me get myself around how to find a job. And
You will have 1 to 2 minutes to talk about this topic.
okay,
You will have 1 minute to prepare for the topic.
yeah,
Don't worry if I stop you. I will tell you when you are done.
yes.
Can you start speaking now, please?
Okay, my friends, one of my best friends, his name is Jordan. I met him I met him in high school, but back in the day, we are not really close to each other, which I didn't know why. But when we turned to 24 or 25, we we had a gathering that we met each other. It's more like a high school friends, like social clubs, and we totally hit it off. And since then, he's one of my best friends. Um, and there are a number of things that we have in common, but one common thing is that we both like cars. And I remember back we went to the auto show in Korea, and we had a lot of fun there. And we saw a bunch of cars from, Mercedes-Benz, Ferrari, or so many different, luxurious brands, car brands. And second of all, we both are keen on taking of pictures. And you know what? This weekend we plan on, going somewhere like mountains or rivers to take a lot of pictures, and then to see a lot of beautiful natural landscape. And his friends is quite important to me because he introduced me to my wife. Well, actually, his wife is one of my wife's best friend, and he's my best friend, and his wife has a blind date to set up to set up that we met each other. So since then, she is my wife, and we both speak same languages, so we don't have really hard time to communicate with each other. So these are the reasons why Jordan is my best friend of all.
Where do people typically make friends?
All right. There are three things in my mind. One, social event in public, and one from university, and the one from work. So in terms of talking about social event in public, people that I will meet. Well, actually, I attend one public event from this morning, and I met one Chinese woman who really trying to help me find a job, and she just seems so helping me, and she is like one of my friends that I met from the business chambers, and one from university. So I just finished school. I just finished my university 3 weeks ago, and from school I met one Indian guy who lived near my house, and he even wanted to come visit my house to have a dinner together. And I said, well, why don't we just have a dinner together this weekend? And he is one of my like friends that I met in university. And another one, I mean, last one is work. I met a lot of people from work, and one that I particularly remember the most is that I met him from work, but I also just bumped into him at the Singapore airport, and there was a really great moment that I just bumped into him all of a sudden in the Singapore airport. And since then we have been getting in touch with each other, from time to time. So these are three things that I have in mind to make a lot of friends.
Do you spend more time with your friends or with your family? Why?
Okay, I would definitely prefer to spend some time with my family more than just spending some time with my friends for a number of reasons. Well, first of all, when I'm just talking about spending some more time with my son, back when I was in my country, I couldn't spend a lot of time with my son because I was so busy. But thanks to the fact that I am here, I was able to discover something that I couldn't because of my busy life in Korea, busy life in my country. But so since I came here, I had a lot of time spending some more of time with my son, especially my son. So the more I get to know about him, the more I was able to realize that realize the gratitude of what my parents have given to me. And another one is my wife. Um, since I came here, I was able to realize how hard it is for her to raise our son alone when we were in our countries. So there was a really good thing about spending some more time with my family
more than just spending some more time with my friends. So these are two reasons why I definitely prefer to spend, family more than friends.
What impact has technology had on your friendships?
Well, essentially, technology have a lot of positive impact on making a lot of friends. First of all, first point that I want to make is that because of technology, it will help us to find a lot of friends from different countries. Because traditionally, making of friends is normally we try to make friends near our house, and by having a lot of outdoor sports or outdoor activities. So we tend to make a lot of friends by having a lot of things in common outdoors. And second one is that
Okay, thank you. That's the end of the test.
thanks so much.